sacrificed his life, gave his life. I tell you, if you are now Ramana devotee, if you know anything about Ramana Maharshi now, the whole credit goes to Swami Ramanananda Saraswati of Ramanashram, Sri Venkatraman. His name was Venkatraman, Ramanananda Saraswati of Ramanashram. Whole credit goes to him. I tell you, he fought multiple legal cases all alone.
你可以不着急转行做 AI 绘画设计，但是你一定要趁现在进来把这个几乎不用花钱的 AI 绘画线上课程给领了。现在的 AI 技术已经覆盖到全行业了，提前掌握就能够抢占先机。AI 绘画不仅能够为主业提供晋升通道，还能够做副业，补贴家用。像现在很火的老照片修复电商海报、人物的一个模特换装，利用 AI 绘画工具都能够轻松完成。想知道怎么做的，直播间正在上课啊。
Kept Ramana Maharshi's teachings together to be taken to the whole world. If Bhagavan did not want organization, why do you think he will sign a will? At least you put one line. How he wants the organization to function. It took almost 30 to 40 years. Bhagavan left the body in 1950 in Mahasamadhi. Bhagavan's own brother, Chinnaswami, Niranjananda Swami left the body within few years. Then, almost it took 30 years, I should say, only in 1970s, the ecosystem, organization, all got back together. First 10 years was worst struggle. Then, I should say that 1950 to 60 was worst struggle. 60 to 70, they started breathing, have time for little breathing. 70 to 80 only, it again was put together, the ecosystem and organization, both. A lot of devotees came back and started settling. So when new devotees come, there was an ecosystem to inspire them, to encourage them, to help them to continue and understand the teachings, to keep the ecosystem alive. The organization also, I will not say the whole organization came back, because still there is a government trustee and government parties there, but at least a major chunk came back. It is just one person, Ramanananda Saraswati, Sri Venkatraman. He and his Tyaga, his family, of course, his family and the whole, his first circle, his brother, his brothers and this team. I think one is Sri Ganesan, another one is Sri Mani, and by the time his own son S.V. Ramanan, all of them have evolved. It is that team, their dedication, sacrifice is what you are seeing now as Ramana Sangha. As Ramana Sangha. Don't underestimate dedication, tyaga. I was not just inspired, filled by their dedication, and still I carry so much gratitude for them, for their dedication. All of you should know. All of you should know. Sri Venkatraman, Ramanananda Saraswati always had an option of going back to some other work especially during this limbo of insecurity. Government trying to take over the whole Ramanashram due to multiple cases, so many stay orders and so many things. Some of the own devotees not standing up for the organization with that fake ideas of, organization is not needed, trying to justify their non-involvement and tamas as sattva, the criminal negligence as great sattvic quality. No. It is these few dedicated people revived the ecosystem, revived the organization. Now the Ramanashram you are seeing serving millions of people, inspiring millions of people. I should say I am just a small dust. The whole Kailasa is a small wave in the ocean called Ramana Maharshi. It is his ecosystem, his organization kept that flame alive for me to get the glimpse. So understand, I can go on narrating the stories. I want all of you to read the book. When Ramakrishna Mutt was at crossroads, the book was written by Swami Prabhananda. Swami Prabhananda. When Ramakrishna Mission was at crossroads, number one. One more book, ISKCON, published by ISKCON, Diaries of Srila Prabhupada. Initially, when Prabhupada was building, how he went to New York, and when he was living in New York, he maintained his own diary. 2-cent income, but 4-cent expense. I was borrowing 2 cents from another devotee, committing that I will return it within 2 weeks. These all records of Srila Prabhupada you will see in his diary. It's already published by ISKCON. Buy this book and read. Ramanashram also published a beautiful book, small book, the biography of Sri Venkatraman. Please buy this book and read. Ramananda Saraswati's biography. Buy this book and read. 3 books. When Ramakrishna Mission was at crossroads, by Swami Prabhananda. The Diaries of Srila Prabhupada, published by ISKCON. His own handwriting, in his own handwriting it is published. And biography of Sri Venkatraman, Swami Ramanananda Saraswati, published by Ramanashram. Please buy these 3 books and read. You will understand what I am saying. Any great spiritual revival does not happen just by talking or any small giving little time, little treasure, little talent, little volunteering. No. 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 I tell you, It is tremendous sacrifice of the master himself and his direct disciples in any sampradaya. In any sampradaya. Do you know one of Ramanujacharya's disciple gave his life dressing up like Sri Ramanujacharya and let Acharya escape? So Prasthanatraya Bhashya of Shankaracharya and he and his disciples sacrifice together forms his sampradaya, nucleus for his sampradaya. Prasthanatraya Bhashya of Ramanujacharya and he and his disciples sacrifice together forms the nucleus of the ecosystem for his sampradaya. Same way, Prasthanatraya Bhashya written by Srikanta Shivacharya and his direct disciples, he and his direct disciples' dedication, sacrifice forms the core nucleus for his sampradaya. Listen. Actually, as on now, we got only Brahmasutra Bhashya of Srikanta Shivacharya, but in that Brahmasutra Bhashya, the way he mentions and talks, he mentions clearly, we have enough evidence, he actually wrote Bhashya for Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, all the Prasthanatraya, establishing Shivaparatva. That forms the nucleus material book, nucleus ecosystem for Shaiva Sampradaya to evolve. From that various, the Shaiva, among the Shaiva itself, various Adi Shaiva, various Shaiva Sampradayas evolve. That is different in course of time. So understand it is extreme tyaga of the master and his direct disciples that forms the nucleus for any sampradaya to evolve, any sangha to evolve. And I tell you, at least one generation, tyaga need to be demonstrated for the next generation to join. At least one generation. One generation is roughly around 30 to 40 years of tyaga. Need to be demonstrated to the world for the next generation to join. Because it takes one generation to prove our stability and commitment to the world. We can't expect the first generation time itself the world to accept us. When we are attacked, abused, persecuted, multiple assassination attempts during everything, lawfare, everything. See, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's period gossips. Because that was the biggest thing those days. Same thing only now it is being done in social media and by mainstream media. That's all. Those days, the mainstream media and social media was not that powerful or popular, reachable, so that was not being used. Just gossip was used, some legal cases are used. So understand, but he stood his direct disciples stood, proved at least one generation, so that next generation can feel confident. By Paramashiva's grace, I can say clearly, we already proved for one generation, 30 to 40 years, facing all attacks by Paramashiva's grace. Because of Paramashiva's grace, we are standing tall. We are winning. We won. And we proved ourselves. Don't you understand? We already demonstrated one generation, 30 to 40 years, through our intensity, stability, commitment, come what may. We will stand and do our mission. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Listen. Biggest strength Paramashiva gave me. First, his own energy, blessings he himself is manifesting. Next, extreme ahimsa. Understand? Whenever you react for the attacks, injustice done to you, your goal gets diverted or your speed towards the goal gets reduced. But Paramashiva gave me such beautiful Paramashantatva, intelligence shining in Paramashan, ultimate peace. Never all the attacks, whether from externally attacks done or the internally from Sangha, the traitors, anything, never any agitation or reaction happened in me. And continuously, always I was focused on the goal. Never my speed towards the goal was reduced. During all attacks, whether it is from external enemies or the internal traitors, all I did, Paramburuli, Paramashiva Paramburuli, Mahadeva, what should I do next? He will give the script. That's all. I tell you. It is my absolute Paramashantatva, non-agitation, extreme peace, absolute peace. That made me successful. Listen, I tell you repeatedly, even if one moment I was agitated in this whole attacks, so many years of continuous abuse and persecution, hate speech I faced, lawfare I faced. Even if 1 minute, 1 second I was agitated, the whole Sangha would have, I don't know what would have happened, I can't even imagine. Then even if I was agitated internally, stressed internally, my speed towards my goal would have been reduced, which is what is the real plan, the expected success of my enemies and my traitors.